Hey, this is Rich from Solarstone and you're watching Trenergy TV.
Hallo, ich bin Malte Schmidt-Schäuber von Trenergy TV und heute Abend im Techno Club die Legende Rich Mowat aka Solarstone und jetzt schauen wir nochmal in sein Set rein. Eine Legende im Techno Club, Solarstone, der die Trance-Szene die letzten 10 Jahre mit zahlreichen Hits begeistert hat. Und thank you for being in the club today, the Techno Club.
Thanks for having me.
Rich Mowat, Solarstone.
That's me. Thank you.
This was your first visit in the Techno Club. Some people may wonder, why did it take so long for you to finally make it here?
Don't blame me, blame Tyler. It's a legendary club, and to be honest, I've only ever played once in Germany before, so this is kind of like I was quite excited about being booked to play here. So amazing atmosphere.
Where did you play before in Germany, and why do you think you haven't been booked so much in Germany, or just, you know, conflict of interest?
I can't remember when the last gig was. It was like the 10th birthday of something, but I can't remember what it was. I don't know. Maybe it's... I can't answer that question. You know, why have I not played in Germany very much? Maybe they just don't like Welsh-Irish hybrid trance producers over here.
This was the Techno Club 28 years birthday party.
Yeah.
Where were you in 1984 when the club opened?
In 1984? Oh my god. 1984, I was still in school in Wales. I was 12 years old, and I was listening to Frankie Goes to Hollywood and the Pet Shop Boys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Relax.
Two Tribes actually was my favourite.
Rich, tonight you had a great set in the Techno Club. Did you have any special preparation, or do you just, you know, start the set and then go with what the crowd is giving you and what you want to play?
It's kind of a bit of both, really. I mean, the thing is, when people come to my gigs, they expect to hear my latest tracks, and my sets are generally kind of like 90% my own material and stuff on my labels anyway. So I kind of know what I'm going to play, but not in what order. I mean, like tonight I played the original version of Solar Coaster, which I don't play very often, but I just got the vibe that the people in the club wanted to hear, you know, sort of Solarstone tracks that they knew, you know. If I do like a longer, I played an hour and a half. If I play like 3 hours, then I can experiment a bit more, but when you play like an hour and a half or something like that, you've really got to sort of pull out the big guns, you know, and sort of play the tracks that people expect. I've had a lot of releases in the past 12 months, so, you know, once you kind of take all those into account, there's not really much room left. And I tend to play tracks by people I really like as well, you know, like Orchidia and stuff on my labels. So I think there weren't any surprises. I played the new Federation track tonight for the first time, but I played the wrong version. And I couldn't play Falcons either because I lost the CD. That was like my track with Giuseppe Ottaviani. So, but apart from that, it was cool. And I played the wrong track as well a couple of times.
What was your reaction when Tala called you and told you, yeah, come on, Rich, come to the Techno Club?
Well, I was really pleased, you know, because the Techno Club's obviously a legendary club, like I said before. And it's nice to play in Germany, but the last time I played with Tala was at Quest for Trance in the Netherlands. I think it was like last year or earlier this year, and that time it was me. I played, I think Tala, Bjorn van Dijenhoven played before me, and then me, and then Tala, and it was kind of like the same 3 DJs as tonight, but in completely the wrong order. So tonight was kind of like making up for that, I think, slightly as well. You know, Tala's a brilliant DJ, and in fact the last time I played with him, he played quite progressive, so when I walked into the club tonight I was quite surprised to hear him banging it out. But it was wicked, you know, wicked atmosphere. And
so you said it was a great atmosphere here in the Techno Club.
Yeah.
How would you describe this to other clubs, maybe in the UK?
Well, I don't play many clubs in the UK. I mean, in the UK, you've got Ministry of Sound, Digital Society. They're the two main ones, and they've also got amazing atmospheres. But I like this place because it's kind of like it's got like a sort of acid house vibe. You know, really hot, really dark, lots of flashing lights and stuff, and really intense vibe. I think it's because the club's so packed, and it's got quite, like I say, quite an intense sort of. You just can't escape it. You know, you're either in the room or you're out of the room. You can't sort of hang around on the fringes.
You make incredible tracks, but you do see yourself more as a producer than a DJ?
I would have said that until probably until the last 12 months, actually. But I really have started enjoying the whole DJing thing a hell of a lot more since the whole pure trance thing. You know, and sort of a couple of years ago, I was kind of a bit unsure about what direction I was going in. You know, and what so I think that was maybe a little bit confusing for the audience as well, but now I'm totally happy and I've totally found my mojo. Again, kind of like Jim Morrison before, he OD'd on heroin. So, yeah, I kind of enjoy both. In fact, I probably enjoy the DJing a little bit more now because I had a really intensive year last year producing, and now I'm just enjoying playing the music to the people.
Let's talk a little about Solarstone. You, the producer, you just came out with the Pure Trance compilation. What is your definition of pure trance?
Well, for me, pure trance is kind of like, it's like a state of mind. It's sort of a spiritual thing, and I feel that I was talking to who was I talking to earlier? I was talking to a guy earlier on in the smoking area about this, and about how trance over the last few years is kind of like the producers have become really obsessed with like complicated production and like loudness, and they've lost the core sort of spiritual elements of trance, which are like the emotion and the melody and the fact that when you listen to trance it's supposed to take you to another place, and that I felt that was really kind of missing in the whole trance scene. And so when I launched the whole pure trance thing, it was really just an attempt to take the sound back to its roots, the reason why people got into trance in the first place. And I suppose, yeah, that's what trance means to me. It's kind of like, closing your eyes, it takes you to another place. It's not about complicated production or trying to be fashionable. I really hate it when, the journalists and, people try to tell people what they should and shouldn't listen to, what's cool. And for me, like, trance is as relevant now as it's ever been.
Yeah, for the Pure Trance CD, you picked a DJ that probably made Renee very, very happy, Orchidia from Finland. Now, you could have picked anyone. Why did you pick him?
Well, I couldn't have picked anyone. I mean, pure trance, as I said, there's not many people who really understand what I mean when I say pure trance. And Tapio is a really good friend of mine and a bit of a hero of mine as well. We've always, really liked each other's productions. The thing about Tapio is he's like, apart from being a really nice guy, he totally understands what trance is all about. And when I play with Tapio, it's always like we really sort of merge really, really well. He plays slightly more progressive stuff and then it leads into what I play, and I just couldn't think of anybody more perfect. I mean, it was really hard when I was thinking about who I could bring into the whole pure trance thing. There weren't really many people to choose from. I mean, the guys that we've got, Daniel Candy, Giuseppe Ottaviani, Max Graham, Protoculture as well, and John W. Fleming at the previous event. There's not really anybody else at the moment who fits the bill. Everyone's kind of obsessed with this being fashionable and playing the new sound, And for me, the new sound is kind of like, it's not trance music. I know it's controversial, but there's room in the trance scene for different types of music. But for me, if somebody goes to a club to hear trance and they don't, and they go away feeling like they haven't heard trance, there's something wrong. And Tapio is like, he's perfect for the thing, really, and he's very handsome as well.
Yeah, we interviewed him on this couch before.
Did you?
So it was a nice interview there too.
Cool. Every time I go to Helsinki, I always produce a track with Tapio, and he introduced me to reindeer soup as well.
Oh, okay. Is that tasty?
Not really.
Okay. You were just nice and ate it, right?
No, not really, no.
Okay, you didn't eat it.
I think I ate a bit, but I think he was doing it for a joke, actually.
Unfortunately, I missed most of your set due to the weather, but I did come in and I did catch the remix from Arcadia, Southern Sun, the classic from Paul Oakenfold.
Yeah.
What is so charming about that remix for you?
Well, I remixed it in 2003, I think, like an ambient mix, and I've never heard a trance mix that really worked. I mean, even the original version, I remember when I got sent the original version, there was this horrible like resonance thing going on, and you couldn't even play it in a club, and they had to like remaster it or something, and I've never ever heard a club version that worked. And Tapio's version is just, you know, he really understands the darkness of the track. You know, Southern Sun is a really dark, moody track, and all the other remixes I've ever heard have been really sort of stupid, hands in the air, sort of cheesy smile, you know, but actually if you listen to the vocals, it's really kind of dark, and Tapio really understood that, and he stuck to the original chords as well, and I just love it, you know. I love everything he does, you know.
Let's talk a little about your productions. You produced Falcons with Giuseppe Ottaviani.
Yeah.
How was that? How did that cooperation come about?
I love Giuseppe's stuff. He's such he's so professional and such a nice guy and so easy to work with. When I was deciding who to collaborate with on the Pure album, Giuseppe was just kind of like a natural choice, really, because he's a real musician. You know, he understands. You know, he plays live, obviously, and so with Falcons, basically, I sent him like a rough demo I'd done, and then he sent me back. He changed the chords and added some new sounds, and then I kind of finished it off. But the next time we work together, we're gonna do it in his studio, I think, because he's got this amazing new baby grand piano that I want to play. So, and he uses a lot of hardware as well, and we're both kind of from the same school of thought that you can't rely on digital presets and stuff. You have to actually get inside the equipment and, you know, get your fingers on the knobs and twiddle knobs and stuff. So,
a track that's really growing on me is the Fire Island with Eiley and Fila. That's a lovely track. How did that all come about?
Exactly the same. You know, I had like a demo and I sent it to them, and it was done over the internet. And funny enough, I've never done anything over the internet previously to the tracks I did with Ali and Fila and Giuseppe. You know, working over the internet's kind of a bit strange. I don't think you could like compose a track from scratch over the internet. It would just be a bit weird for me. I like to be in the room with somebody, but with Ali and Fila, I kind of like sent them the rough demo, they sent it back with some new parts, and then I finished it off. So, but I think they're two artists that I'm happy to collaborate with. I've not worked with many people, you know, there's like Orchidia, Ali and Fila, Giuseppe, and that's kind of it, really, you know.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you that because I've been following your work the last years too, and I can't remember you producing with other people. Why this fascination now all of a sudden? Or
it was really, honestly, basically when I was recording the album, Arnie from Black Hole said you really need to collaborate with a couple of people, and I thought okay, so I just did it, and it worked. You know, it's nice because if you get a bit like if you just do everything yourself, you can get a bit, I don't know, you can get sort of lost in your own bubble, you know, and that's it, really.
Quickly, what releases can we await from Solarstone, Rich Mowat, in the next year or in the next month?
Well, I'm working on the next single, another track from the Pure album, and what else is going on? We're doing this special iTunes LP of the Pure album with, like, you know, I don't know if you've seen those things on iTunes where they have like videos and pictures and all kinds of stuff like that, and so we're working on like a special new version of the Pure album with like extended versions and stuff, so that's going to be the next big release. And then we've just had the Pure Trance album, of course, which came out 2 weeks ago, and yeah, just kind of like keeping up my really hardcore schedule, you know.
Do you listen to your own material when you're driving in the car?
Do I listen to my own? To be honest, when I'm in the car, I tend to listen to demos and stuff from artists. You know, I've got so little free time that when I've got time, like in the car or on an aeroplane, I just do work, really. I listen to promos and demos. I don't sort of sit there like masturbating listening to my own tracks. You know, I've heard them like millions of times. You know, I enjoy playing them in clubs. You know, I like listening to them in clubs, but I wouldn't listen to them on my iPod.
You produced with some guys now recently, like Eileen Fila and Giuseppe Ottaviani, but let's talk about German producers. Who would you like to work with if you had the choice?
With a German producer, oh God, I'd like to work with Alex Morph. But I sent him a tweet and he didn't reply. So maybe he didn't get it. I'd like to work with Alex because I mean the last sort of couple of months or last sort of 6 months, everything he's done I've really, really loved. So I'd like to work with Alex. Other German producers, God, I don't know. Ask me tomorrow.
Seven Cities. I mean, why did that work so well? That track.
What do you mean at the time?
That it became timeless.
That was really strange, the whole seven Cities thing. I mean, I remember when I did Seven Cities, the label didn't even want to release it. It was huge tunes. And Jerry from the label, he said, "Oh, the breakdown's too long," you know. And so we sent a DAT of it to Paul Oakenfold, and he played it at Cream, and obviously, you know, it just went off. And then they just released it. I don't know. It's hard to say. The thing about when you make a track like that, you don't set out for it to be like, you know, a classic or anything. It's totally separate from the producer. It's kind of like it means a lot to people because of the situation they're in. Like, for example, say if you go to Ibiza for the first time and you meet an amazing girl and you like fall in love, and Seven Cities happens to be playing, you know, in the club at the time, then that's going to mean a lot to you. It's really hard to say. Seven Cities is kind of a bit like it's always there, and I love the track, but I really hate it when artists try to like read shit into their tracks. You know, oh, I made it because I wanted to say this. You know, it's just a fucking nice track, you know.
Two more questions. What's the nicest compliment that you've heard about Seven Cities?
It's kind of like a double-edged thing, really. I mean, I've had emails from people where they've like played it at their weddings, you know, but I've also had emails where I remember having this one where this girl said, "Oh, you know, my boyfriend died and we played it at his funeral," you know, and that's kind of like, it's kind of a compliment, but it's also really terrible at the same time. So, I don't know.
Okay, last question, Rich. Christmas is around the corner. What's any Christmas wishes?
I hate Christmas. I just hate Christmas. It's too like commercialized, and I don't believe in God either. So it's nice for my son. You know, he likes it. But happy Christmas to everyone who celebrates Christmas.
All right, thanks a lot, Rich from Solarstone, for making the trip to Frankfurt to the Techno Club. It was an experience to see you, even if I only saw the last half hour of your set. But enough people here were, you know, amazed by, and I hope you come back soon again.
I think we're hoping to do like a pure trance party next year. So.